Hey guys, just want to start by clarifying a couple of things. I'm sure most of the people that watch our videos are lovely, well balanced, healthy, happy, uh, normal people, and I'm sure you are too. But the truth is that on the internet there is a small percentage of people who are, well, 1% of the world is psychopathic. So 1% of people who watch videos on YouTube are psychopaths. And it doesn't mean that they're dangerous necessarily, but they are psychopathic. And if you check the statistics for yourself, you'll find it's true, that between 1 and 2% of people are psychopathic. So occasionally we get some real crazies, you know, and if you make videos and post them on YouTube, you'll get all sorts of harassment and all sorts of stuff from a very small percentage of people. Very small. Most people are absolutely lovely, and from a very small percentage of people, you get some pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I've made videos about delicate topics and had death threats and harassment and stalking and you know, like full-on harassment with people making multiple accounts and attacking me, and I delete them and block them, and they do it again and do it again. I've had people that must not have slept for a couple of days because they just did it 24 hours a day for a couple of days, like really crazy stuff, you know. So for that reason, we're very careful about what information we put out there, because there's that small percentage, and you know, you don't want to have people like that in your life, you know. On YouTube's fine, but you don't really want them turning up at your doorstep, you know. So for that reason, we control what information we put out there. The other thing is that, as far as my Japan channel goes, if we want to say where a place is, we say it. So if we want to tell you what place it is that the video is about, you know, this place is here, we'll tell you. And quite often we'll put a link in the description to give you more information about the place, you know. But sometimes we don't, and there's a few reasons. One reason might be, it might be a place we go regularly, and we don't particularly necessarily want to be running into people when we go to these places from YouTube, you know, not necessarily because we don't know who they are. It has happened before. We've been places, big cities before, and people have come up and said stuff, and it can be very pleasant, but it can be also a bit unsettling, and also the people I'm with. I want to protect the people I'm with. So in order to protect our privacy, and also to protect the privacy of the people that are in our videos, and the businesses and the places that are in our videos, we don't always say where they are. You know, quite often, if it's a restaurant or something, maybe they'll love us to say where it is. Or maybe if it's a tourist attraction or something, maybe they love us to say where it is. We say where it is, and then a few extra 100 people go there because they've seen it on our video, you know, and that's fantastic. And if we're comfortable with that, and the people who run the place are comfortable with that, we'll tell you where it is. But sometimes we don't, and it might be because, you know, some of these little restaurants and little bars and little places that we go to, they don't particularly want lots of foreigners going there. And it's not any big discrimination thing or anything else. It's just like, if they've got their little local place where the locals go, they don't necessarily want a big bunch of tourists turning up there, you know. And again, it's not up to us to argue that, you know. Quite often, it's just a matter of protecting their privacy, basically. And sometimes it's a matter of protecting our privacy. So the point of this is, we understand that some people are curious, and that some normal people are curious about these places and say, you know, where is that place? That's amazing. Where is that place? And that's fair enough, you know, and we get lots of questions like that, and sometimes more personal questions. Who is that person, and who are you, and what are you, and who's that, and, you know, where do you know those people from, and who are those people, and there's, you know, all this sort of stuff. And that's all fine too. That's all understandable that people be curious about this stuff. But if we wanted to tell you all that stuff, we'd tell you. It'd be in the description, or we'd say it in the narration of the video. If we haven't said who the people are, or where it is, or what the music is, or something like that, it's because we don't particularly want to say, you know, and that's fair enough. I think it's reasonable, isn't it, to draw a line somewhere with what information we give out, and if we can tell you, we'll tell you. If we haven't told you, we haven't told you. What is unsettling is the people, but now somebody asking, where is that place? Well, that's really interesting. Where is that place? Or sometimes we get somebody who knows the place and they go, oh, I know that place. That's Tokyo Station, or that restaurant's in Nagoya, or, and they'll recognise the place and they'll say it. Now, that's understandable too. We understand that, but please understand that sometimes we don't particularly want to be telling everybody on YouTube where that place is. For whatever reason, we just don't particularly want to tell anybody. So if you want to play that game of saying where something is, or playing where is it and trying to guess where it is, that's okay and understandable, perfectly understandable. But if we don't particularly want that information to be out there, please understand that that's our choice. As we've made the video and released the video, and we have our reasons to decide whether or not we want everybody to know that particular information. So please understand, if we don't want that particular information out there, please understand why. What is really disturbing is the people that seem to spend a lot of time trying to, it's like a game, they're trying to be like detectives, and they'll see something in the video and they'll take that as a hint and they'll get onto Google and they'll search it on Google and onto Google Maps and get onto something else, and then they come back into the comments and say it's here, and they say the name of the place or the address or something else. Very unsettling. Very unsettling, and sometimes more personal information where they try to find out who we are, and that's unsettling as well. And it makes us really uncomfortable, and I think you guys would understand that. I'm sure there's some people who wouldn't mind giving out their name and address and places that they regularly go to and put all that information on the internet so everybody can find them. I'm sure there'd be some people who'd be comfortable with that, but we're not. we want to protect our privacy, and particularly, and also our security for the people around us, because, there's some lunatics out there. We made a video about the dolphins once and got death threats. And there was people saying they were going to kill me and rape my family and all this sort of crazy stuff, And probably they'd just be little dweebs who wouldn't do it, but you never know. You never know. You don't want to have to deal with that, basically. You don't want someone knocking on your front door that you don't know, or turning up in your favourite restaurant and going, hey, necessarily. So if we wanted that, we'd do it. If we wanted to have a big meet-up with all the people from YouTube, we'd go to the big meet-ups with everyone from YouTube. But being stalked is what it feels like when people are trying to use Google and Google Maps and, freezing videos to see some name somewhere and searching it on Google and getting some other information and, oh, I know where that is, and it's unsettling and unnerving. And if it makes us too uncomfortable, we'll delete it and we'll block it, because, again, I think most people would understand this. I think most of you guys, we mentioned on this channel once before about YouTube trying to make us use our real names, and most people said, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. And I think most people understand. You don't want your name and your address and where you live and everything else going out on YouTube. And when we've got a few thousand people watching each of our videos, a few thousand people, in amongst that few thousand, there is a couple of nut jobs, right? I know it's not you. I know you're not. But there will be. And that's why we don't want it going out there. And that's why we don't answer questions like that too. Sometimes as people ask questions, who are you? What's your name? Where do you live? Stuff like that. We're not going to answer that. We're not going to answer that. People do. I mean, there's people on the internet that do. Their name and their address and all their information's right there for everybody to see. That's their choice. That's their choice. But no, I won't be doing that. And we also have an obligation to the people around us. Family and friends and neighbours and people that own these restaurants and bars and places that we go to and things that if we are responsible, we go in and say, hey, do you mind if we take a video of your restaurant? Yeah, great. And then a week later, 5 drunk foreigners stumble in there and hey, and carry on like turkeys and make arseholes of themselves, that'll come back on us. Anytime we make a video and say where something is, if people go there as a result of that video, we're responsible. And if it gets ugly, and that's why we're really careful when we give out names and addresses and places that, links to places that we go to, because we'll wear it. they know we've made the video, you know, and a week later or a month later or 2 months later a bunch of foreigners walk through the door, they'll know that it's because of us. So, you know, so the reason for this video is please understand this. Please understand, if we want to give out video information, we will. If we don't want to give out information, we won't. And if we don't want to give out information, we don't particularly want anyone else giving out information. There is actually YouTube rules about this, about giving out information about other people. And there's YouTube rules about this. You know, we're not supposed to do it. So I'd ask people, please respect this, and please don't try and stalk us or get more information than we've given out. It makes us uncomfortable. And about the music, just a little one. This isn't a safety or a security thing or anything. It's just annoying. If we want to give links to music or to anything at all in our videos, we will. And if we haven't, then please don't be posting links on our videos. Posting links on the videos is against YouTube rules as well. I mean, that's just a little one. That's not a security or a safety thing. That's just a annoying thing. It's sort of like, I understand, it's sort of fun. It's sort of fun, you know, hey, there's that place, and then try and find it, and yeah, or the music, you know, find, oh, here's the music, I found it, oh, I understand why it's sort of a challenge and it's sort of fun. I understand it. And it's not because everybody's a psychopath, it's not. I understand that most people are totally innocent and just having fun. Oh, I think I know that station, and they find the station, and there's the name, and oh, I know the train station. I went there, and 20 years ago I was there, that's a great place, or 2 years ago I was there. Understandable, totally understandable, but I'm sure you guys can understand this as well. You know, if you posted videos from the area where you lived or places that you go, you wouldn't necessarily want everybody, you know, trying to guess where you lived either. So please just respect this, please. And it's just, you know, this is just a little request, a little request to people to please consider this. Thank you very much. We made this video so we can send it to those people as an explanation, because writing this in a message, when somebody, you know, is doing this to us, writing a message to them to explain, look, please don't do this, because it's very hard to explain it in a message. So the purpose of this video is when we get this on the Japan channel, we can send them this video. Say, please watch this. So if you've been sent this video, please understand. Thanks very much. More videos coming soon.